At Open the Door, we want Tai Chi to be accessible, approachable, adaptable to everyone so that we can all include it in our everyday program, our overall exercise program. At Open the Door, we do Tai Chi to get the benefits of it, not to be perfect at it. We can modify as needed. We want to get the benefits. And in order to do that, we understand that we have to learn and apply the underlying principles. The movements themselves are not the magic. It's the underlying principles that's going to get those benefits to us. Benefits of better balance, of better being able to handle the stress of our lives, to lower our blood pressure, to improve our mental functioning. We want those benefits, and Tai Chi is a wonderful form of exercise for those benefits. So we have learned at Open the Door, we've learned many different forms. We have the basics of balance. We have the basics of stress relief. We have the simplified 8 form. We have the traditional Yang style 24 short form and the traditional Yang style 108 long form. Today, we're going to start learning the Yang style 40 form, which, like the 24, is based on the long form, based on the 108 form. As we start learning this form, I'm going to assume that you know some of the basics of the Yang style, that you know at least the simplified 8 form, and hopefully maybe even more like the 24 form. If you're not familiar with that, I want you to start with our 30 days of Tai Chi on the video membership site. Learn those 30 days and then come back to learning the 40 form. So while we know that the benefits of Tai Chi are going to come from learning the underlying principles and applying them, there are times, especially when you're learning something new, that you just have to focus on how to do the movement. And that's what we're going to do for a little while here, because we are learning a new form. So don't get frustrated, just kind of relax and say, this is a new chapter. We're going to learn some new movements, new sequences, and then we'll be able to start to apply those underlying principles. So with the 40 form, I want to talk about the ward-off sequence. Now, when we do ward-off in the Open the Door to Tai Chi system, we hold the ball to the right, and then we make that ball small, and we take that ball around the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, and pushing chi. Now, sometimes you will see different instructors, and it's really okay. Different instructors will instruct in different ways. That's the way that I teach, because I do it as kind of a supported, that ball of energy is coming towards that opponent, that helping you with that ward off. You will also see instructors, when they do a ward off, they will ward off like this, and they'll separate their hands, and then they'll bring their hand up to grasp the bird's tail. The reason I want to point that out is because in this 40 form, we actually have what I call a left ward off. And it is just using that ward off and not in that supported position. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to hold the ball to the right and then step forward and just bring that left hand up and let the right hand float down. This is your left ward off. Now we're not going to come up and grasp the bird's tail. We're just going to do the ward off. So holding that ball to the right, let your left shoulder be towards the front. Step that left foot towards the front using your rotation. Come into your left ward off. Remember, your elbows should be down, your shoulders should be down. Let your elbows be dropped. Don't let everything be up and tense. Holding that ball, stepping out, left, ward off. Now just bring your weight up onto that left, and now we get to do the whole ward off sequence going to the right. So this we can do it our open the doorway, ward off, grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Bringing your weight to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. That should feel pretty familiar to you because that comes right from, we do that exactly in the 24 form. So let's do that again, and then we're going to move on to lifting hands and white crane spreads its wings. So holding that ball to the right, stepping out left, ward off. Remember, let your shoulders relax, let your elbows be dropped. Bring that weight up onto the left, holding the ball, and now ward off. Grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Bringing your weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak and single whip. Now the next move is lifting hands, which is just the opposite of play the guitar. So you're actually going to bring your weight to the right, then bring your weight back to the left, let your hands drop, and bringing the right foot out, lifting hands. The right hand is high, the left hand is pointing towards that right elbow. Your right foot is empty. All the weight should be on this left foot, all on that left column. So play the guitar is with the left hand up, the left foot is empty. Lifting hands is just the opposite. Now when we come into our our white crane spreads its wings, in the short form, we've come from our left part the wild horse's mane. We step up and we open up into our white crane spreads its wings, left foot being empty. It's a little bit different the way we approach white crane spreads its wings in this 40 form. It's just like the long form. So if you're familiar with the long form, you have an advantage right now. From your lifting hands position, right foot is empty, right hand is high. You're going to use your rotation. You're going to start to rotate to the left. You're just moving from the dantian, you're going to rotate to the left. Then your hands start to come down and you bring your right foot in. Your hands are coming down, now you're going to do arm circles. You're going to bring that left arm around to the right, and then you're going to step out with that right arm comes up, and as you turn a quarter turn, you're in that white crane spreads its wings position. Don't worry, we're going to do this a few times. If you think about what arm circles are, shoulder stroke, arm circles, remember they go the opposite direction of wave hands like clouds. If you do your wave hands like clouds, I'll turn towards the mirror. The right hand is drawing a clockwise circle. The left hand is drawing a counter-clockwise circle. That's your wave hands like clouds. When we do our arm circles, it's the opposite. The left hand is now drawing that clockwise, and the right hand is drawing your counterclockwise. This is the motion that we're doing with our wave hands, with our white crane spreads its wings. There's too many W's. So coming from that lifting hands position, weight is on the left, right foot is empty. When we start turning to the left with our torso, you can bring that right foot in. Remember, it's empty. So as you turn, just bring that right foot in. Then you start your arm circles. Right arm comes down, left arm's coming across in that clockwise circle. And now as you start that right arm circle, you step out with the right, weight comes to the right, and you tap your left toe for your white crane spreads its wings. Let's do that again. In your lifting hands position, as you turn to the left, bring that right foot in. Then as your left arm starts that clockwise circle, step out with your right foot, bring your weight to the right foot, turn a quarter turn, and you're in your white crane. But then continue with those arm circles. Right arm, left arm, hold the ball. And now you're going to come into your brush knee, and this should be pretty familiar, pretty common. Let's do just that much, and then I'm going to add a little bit at the beginning. But let's just start from our hold the ball to the right and step out with your left, ward off. Then bring your weight to the left and do the whole ward off sequence. Grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Bring your weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. Bring your weight to the right, then back to the left, let your arms drop, come into your lifting hands. Now as you turn your torso to the left, bring that right foot in. As you start that left clockwise circle, step out with the right, bring your weight to the right, do a quarter turn, white crane spreads its wings. Continue with those arm circles. And now, holding that ball, we step into our brush knee. Now we're going to start from the beginning, which is just like any of our forms. We start with our feet together, feeling the ground. Let your knees be soft. Think about your head being suspended. You're suspended from the crown of your head. Let your shoulders relax. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe it out, sinking down. And open to the left, centering yourself. Preparation. Now you're going to actually hold that ball to the right, but your weight comes to the left. So you turn your torso to the right, weight's on the left, then you bring your weight to the right, and now you're ready to do that left ward off. Bringing your weight to the left, stepping out, ward off the whole sequence. Grasp the bird's tail, roll back, rotate and press, pushing chi. Bringing your weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. Now your weight comes to the right, then back to the left, let that right leg be empty and come into lifting hands. Turning your torso to the left, bring that right foot in. As your left arm comes around, step out with the right, do a quarter turn, white crane spreads its wings. Continue with those arm circles, bringing the right arm down, then the left, holding that ball, step out, brush knee, and we're going to do brush knee 3 times. Brush knee right, then brush knee left. And then we're going to step into play the guitar. But I want you to have your toe up. So that left toe is up. You're in your play the guitar position. You're going to do deflect, intercept, and punch next. But this is how we get into it. We turn our torso to the left. See how my hands are in our our play the guitar. Turn your torso to the left and you make a fist with your right hand underneath your left. Bring your weight up onto that left and then you step forward with your right, bringing your right hand up into that deflect. Then step up, intercept, and punch. Pushing chi. And then you're going to turn towards the front, bringing your weight to the right, and then bring your weight back to the left and hold the ball. So that's the first section of the 40 form. Let's do that again together so that you start to feel comfortable. And remember, as you're learning something new, it takes a while. And just let your body relax. You're learning a new sequence, you're learning new movements, how to get into new movements. So just let your body relax and enjoy. So taking a nice deep breath in, breathe it out, and open. Preparation. Remember, your weight comes to the left, but you turn your torso to the right, holding the ball to the right. Bring your weight up onto that right foot, and then step left to the front with a left ward off. And then stepping up with the left, holding the ball, stepping out with the right, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate and press. Pushing chi. Bringing your weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and single whip. Bring your weight to the right, back to the left. Let that right leg become empty as you come into your lifting hands. Turning your torso to the left. Bring that right foot in. Continue, bring that left arm in a clockwise circle, step out with the right foot, bringing the weight to the right, turn a quarter turn, white crane, spreads its wings. Continue with your arm circles, bringing the right arm down, the left arm comes across, you hold that ball of energy as you come into your brush knee left. Then brush knee right. Brush knee left. Stepping up with that right foot, let the left become empty and to play the guitar. Your toe is up. Now as you turn your torso to the left, your arms come down, your right hand comes into a fist, left hand is open on top of that right. Bring your weight onto that left. Then stepping out with the right, bring the right arm up into your deflect. Step up with the left, intercept, and punch. Pushing chi. Then turning towards the front and bringing your weight back to the left, holding the ball to the left. So there you have your first section of the 40 form. Again, if you're familiar with the long form, this will seem fairly easy. If you're not familiar with any of the forms, I do want you to go back and do our 30 days of Tai Chi on the video membership site first. Then come back and you can learn this 40 form. Next time, we're going to learn the second section of this form, and there's going to be some new movements. We did left ward off is just a variation. White crane spreads its wings is just a variation. There's really no new movements in this first section. But as you get used to that first section, we'll move on to the second, and you get to learn something brand new. All right, we'll see you then.